Right, legends, welcome to the crypto market review. So, let's start with Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, nothing has really changed. All it's been range bound. I don't know why everybody's getting a hard on over 1 day of move. Obviously, when it comes to the range low, if it's going to be range bound and not breakouts and go to the range high, back and forward until things change. But anyways, what we've got, nothing's changed from the last crypto review with regards to Bitcoin. This could be more alt focused, but I'm going to quickly review the Bitcoin anyway. So, let's quickly clean this up. Let's see what the weekly is looking like. Actually, let's go to the quarterly first. Okay, we're above the open, but things change within a day. Okay, it's just above it. Nothing's changed. Just let monthly, similar thing. Nothing's really changed. We're still within last month's range. Okay, I mean, if I'm looking on a monthly basis, if it's gonna be range bound, we took out that high there. Where's the stops resting? On a monthly basis, if it clears that monthly high here, okay, and stays above, then that's breakout territory. We'll deal with that then. So where's the stops resting? So it's within. So this is July, June, May's range. We're still stuck within the range of May. Short term, just on monthly basis. If it's gonna be range bound, there and then there, those are downside objectives. Just from that point of view. I don't like this color. OCD black. Let's go to the weekly. And the weekly, what's happening? Fuck all. It's happening really, okay? And things can obviously change until we get the breakout. But where are we trading within? We are trading within. We took out. So we've taken out last. We're trading within this weekly candle here. So we took out last week's high. We're breaking back below it. Where the stops going to be resting? If this is going to be range bound, last week's low. I'm saying this just to reinforce the fact we're still range bound till it breaks out. And then on the daily, well, we had a quick up move. So small body, small body, small body, expansion. What happened previously when it was continuing to be range bound, it just shot back down. Is this going to shoot back down? Who knows? Is this going to break out? Well, now we're going to get to it. So all that just to show nothing's changed. Look at the pattern that's happening here. Small body, small body, small body, expansion. Then drifts lower. Small body, small body, expansion. Small body, small body. Nothing. It's just the same repeating pattern of stop running. So let's break it down now. So if we look, that's that key level there. That is a weekly level. So a clean break above that and close above that, then I'd say maybe we start getting bullish then and we go for these highs here. Now, how do we get on board is the question. So this is where the lower time frame comes on board. So here, at what point would the swing trade be negated? Well, technically, if we look, still high, low, lower high, lower low, whatever the move is, as long as that doesn't get taken. Now, that would mean we're playing within this leg, okay? Because if that gets smashed, then that's a breakout not only of this, but a higher high, and the structure's broken. At that point, we start going for breakout territory. Till then, what do we do? So if it's gonna go, where's the extreme point I'll allow it to go up to? Here, for it to still be structurally bearish. It doesn't mean that's a trade, just bearish bias. So right now, until we get above here, we don't have to deal with that. What we do then is, we got last week's Monday's high, last week's Monday's low, the monthly open. So we've run up, we took out last week's high, into last week's Monday's high as well. I'm starting to break down now. So right now, on a short-term basis, if you were to say to me, where are you wrong for it? I would assume it's going to go back in the range. It's doing the breakdown into resistance, stop taken, starting to break down now, isn't it? I would say we're wrong here. So that would mean where would be the targets? Back towards here, which is the week before's last week's Monday's range here. And SR, as you can see, this is just a play within the range. If you don't want to play swing trades, want to play the breakout, you probably have to wait. But your target would be there, invalidation level there, target 2 towards the monthly open, and after that, where's the stops resting? Ultimately, this low here. Now, question is, if it comes here, does this? Is this going to be one of these ones back within the range, or is it going to be a breakout? Well, we don't know till it breaks out. But the breakout play would be, again, the same as last time. So a more detailed discussion on this is in the last review, but we'll do it anyway. If it breaks down, holds, and break below that, then that would be the trigger for the swing trade, all the way back down towards the 8500 level as the next quarterly level we mentioned. If that breaks, then towards probably here, okay, about 7300 to 7100 range. Okay, so what would give the trigger now? So with what I've just explained so far, is everybody clear? Nothing. There's no trade trigger here yet. It's just the basics of Bitcoin. What Bitcoin's doing. Is everybody clear with that? Just the basics. So it's important everybody's on board. Okay. So let's go down now to the lower time frame. Now look for triggers. So I marked out the range yesterday, didn't I? So at the time, I said I don't know where the high is going to be because it could easily make one more high. Nobody knows, okay, until we make it. But if I split the day up now, what was the concentration of price? What's acting as the pivot right now? These are the same levels I had from yesterday. Oh yeah, not to forget this daily level here, okay? See this daily level I've got here in the purple, light purple there. Okay? So that's the low that caused that high there. So we're right around there. So what I want to see is couple these overlapping levels, okay? If it's going to go lower, red dab this cigarette, it's getting on my nerves. This is the plan now. So we go to the lower time frame and say, okay, here's the concentration price. It's not really picking a direction just yet, okay? So let's split the day up now. So what we're looking for is it's a basic intraday play. So here's the concentration of price. Here's the main pivot for me. Clean break below here, so it broke it, got back above it. No clean break. But as you can see, that daily level is acting as support, dipped into it, got back above it, played towards the Monday's high. So we know shorter term, what's the range? Everybody agree with that? This is the range, short term. Okay? We need a clean breakout below it to make a new range. What would signify or increase the probability of a clean breakout is if it got back below here, it's not only a break below this consolidation, but below this daily level. So as a basic day trade, well, if the high of the day is in, okay, so we've rated those highs into this, then what I want to see is, here's the trigger plan now, basic SR, support, we're below the daily open for now. This is the consolidation that took it lower. Intraday, we want to see a lower high. Now becomes the breaking market structure pattern. So it's already done the raid once. If it's going to go low, fill all this in, okay, into here. So this is the so this is the daily level, okay. We want to see, let it do its thing. If I want to be aggressive, I could short it. Hard stop here, but if it was going to go above this high here and not reject, I'd cut it. Let's go with the more conservative play, with the higher probability play. It would have to be, say if you did this, key SR level, would be then a deviation into key resistance. And then breakdown, then that could be a trigger for you there then, in towards that level there as a day trade. And then the monthly open. And then last week's low. Is that clear? What we need to see for a trigger now? So let's see if we can make a lower high now. This is the SR is capping it. If we get that trigger there then, because if this is the consolidation that's pushed it up, it should hold a support, shouldn't it? This consolidation here. However, if it does this, breaks down, then that would be pull down towards here and then lower. And that's just a range play back in the range. Now at what point would I say, okay, shit's hitting the fan now, and you know what, I may have to switch biases. But if I want to switch biases for a long scenario, where's the high probability long for me? It would have to be above last week's Monday's high. That if it got above last week's Monday's high, we then become bullish for the day because we get above the daily open, won't we? So at that point, where would the target be? Short term, yesterday's high. Then we've got these highs here, and then we've got this consolidation here to reach for. After that, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if it's going to shoot straight past it or if it's going to do this, get back within the range. Who knows? Well, let's plan that out now. So everybody clear with the short play, right? What we need to see for the short trigger. Now let's go around to the long trigger now. I mean, I'm not, unless you got a bullish bias, I'm not. I mean, if you know you're wrong here, you could, but I'm not confident myself. I wouldn't take that just because technically it would be a valid long. Because if it breaks this low, most likely it's gonna go down. That would get a short trigger for us. Because if it was in a bullish context and we had, we're bullish bigger picture, then I would say, okay, I'd be long with a stop loss there because I know I'm wrong there. But this is not the situation. The situation is we're still range bound and we're back below consolidation and we start to break down. For me personally, this would be a high probability long. However, where would the high probability long come in? Well, the first part I'd get more confident on longs would be if we broke above here now, because that's capping the market. And then I want to see this hold. The moment we got above here, we got the breaking market structure pattern here. and that would be my long trigger, because that then becomes bullish for the day. We're above the open, where we've done all of this. If that's the high that caused the low, then this should be act as support here, and then I want to take it above it. I don't want to take it below that, because that's resistance. Resistance should then become support after all this has happened, and then that would be my long case towards, as a day trade, towards here, here, and the higher up objective I mentioned. Now, to make it a bit easier to see, that could also coincide with something like this: range high, range low. Remember the trend continuation pattern in the concepts tab? Everybody remember that? Well, that would be the trigger then, wouldn't it? And that'd be a deviation. We got the daily open, we got the last week's Monday's high. That would then be a trigger for me for a long there, and then the targets I mentioned. Everybody crystal clear with that? So exactly what I need to see for a long, and exactly what I need to see for a short trigger. So continuing on, let's go with Ethereum BTC first. Ethereum BTC swing short is still valid.